Hi everyone, welcome back to Salt and Pepper Pickleball, serving up good vibes, talking about good gear, and always with passion. I'm Giovanni, and today I'll be talking to you about my wife's paddle actually, and it is the Proton Series 3 in Raspberry. Now, first, just look at this thing. Tell me this thing doesn't look cool. It's sleek, it's spicy, and it feels extra special in your hands. This thing has an I take the game seriously, but I love to wear mismatched socks type of vibe. We were actually at the Atlanta MLP event and we walked through the Pickleball Central's tent. And man, when my wife saw this paddle, her eyes just completely lit up. So, you know, our anniversary was actually not too long after this, but I went ahead and picked this up for her for our anniversary. So, you know, definitely got some extra kisses that day. Happy about that. As always, I'm going to start off with the specs. The specs is this is made from an aero grade carbon fiber. It's the T7 raw T700 carbon fiber. This came in when I first got it at 8.1. The thickness on this is actually 15 millimeters. This is again a true elongated 16.5 by 7.5 inches wide. The grip length measured from the butt cap to where the tape up here ends is 5.25 inches, and the grip size is actually 4.25. Fits your hands really good. No complaints here. It actually reminds me a lot of the Holbrook grip. The look and feel of this paddle. When I picked this paddle up for the first time, my thought was, oh man, this is gonna be light. You know, me and my wife were gonna have some trouble swinging this. We're probably gonna be swinging it too fast because it felt super light in your hands. But you know what? Here's the thing. It's not a flimsy paddle. It's got good balance and it has some pop. But it's that power and control that we all love. You can tell that when you put your hands on this, that this is definitely a premium paddle. So power. Okay, let me just say, drives butter, dinks silky. My smashes like honey. Let's just say I made a few people question some of their life choices. It's got a great sweet spot once you've dialed it in. Not too tiny, not too forgiving, but supportive. This paddle generates some pop behind the paddle if you like generating easy pace without over swinging. This paddle really just delivers. Control and touch. At the kitchen, I was very surprised by this paddle and how much control it actually had. Drops felt consistent and I was able to reset under pressure without feeling like I had to baby the ball. It was very forgiving. It has very forgiving touch for a paddle with this much power. So I really love that about this paddle. And this is definitely something that my wife loves about this paddle as well. Spin. The surface gives you plenty of spin potential. Whether I was doing my top spin forehand or I was actually slicing the ball, I could feel the grip that the paddle had on the ball. Nothing overly aggressive, but more than enough to shape your shot. After a few serves, I even had a guy ask if I had a tennis background because my serve had so much topspin on it. And I said, yeah, man, like, yeah, I do have a tennis background. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just the Proton doing it. It's really not me. The surface of this thing is just, you know, giving me plenty of spin. So as far as comfort goes, all I can really say is that the grip feels really good for my 2E backhand. I have plenty of room for my hand. You know, like I said, I do my little golf grip. So it's not too squishy. Comfort. All I can really say is that this grip feels really good in the hands. It's not thick. It's not super thin. Like it feels really good in my hands. And my wife actually compliments that on this paddle as well. She really likes the grip in her hand and she feels like she can actually, you know, move the paddle around, which is really good because it's not super squishy or anything like that. I mean, I know I do have an over grip on it, but it doesn't feel squishy at all. It actually feels like it has like a nice tennis solid palate on this thing. So it's really good. Love that about this. Our mods on this thing was, you know, my wife was coming from the Holbrook Power Pro E, so we actually went ahead bumped this baby up to 8.8 ounces because she had already been used to that with the Holbrook. So what we actually did was we put tungsten tape in the four corners to really open up the sweet spot, give it more of like a little bit more plow through when she hits her forehands, her backhands, and give her more stability when she's getting those low balls. So the tungsten tape that we actually used was from Pickleball Effect. Like I said, we put it in the four corners. I dressed this up with the brand new edge guard from Bread and Butter. If you can see that there, looks super sexy with the little pink and blue donuts. Like, she's super happy about it. I'm just ecstatic about this. Like, I love their new edge guards that they just came out with. And then I went ahead and put one of my favorite overgrips on it from Goat Pickleball. This thing just has really good grip to it. And here in Georgia, you know, like, we get a lot of humidity, we get a lot of heat, we sweat a lot. So this thing actually takes it. You know, like, you put your hand on there and you're sweating, and even though it's wet, it still feels tacky. It almost gives you like a little bit of a gummy feeling in your hand. Like, it's just secure is what I'm trying to say. So this paddle isn't perfect. It does have some drawbacks. It's definitely not perfect by any means. If you're new or transitioning from a softer control paddle, the Series 3 is gonna feel a little hot, especially on blocks and resets, and even on your forehand, or if you have a really solid backhand. Like, you're gonna sail a lot of balls until you really hone in this paddle. It takes quite a few sessions to really dial in your soft game. But once you find your groove, it rewards clean mechanics. Overall, the Proton Series 3 gives main paddle character vibes. It's fun, it's fast, it low-key makes me and my wife feel like we're much better players than we actually are. It really does. But this is a $250 paddle. So there are a couple of other similar paddles that come in at a lower price tag. I mean, just like the Holbrook Power Pro E, that comes in at $150. The Vatic Pro V7, that comes in at $139. And I mean, you even have like the Versix Vector XL that comes in at $129 that they sell on Pickleball Central. So I mean, you know, those are some other options if you'd like. And if you're interested in this paddle, or even upgrading to the brand new Flamingo, which is supposed to have a little bit more control, and I think it has a little bit more pop to it. The professional pickleball player Meghan Design has a code that you can use for her, and it's Meghan, MEGHAN, and you get a sweet discount. So I'll let you guys who really want to get a Proton, just remember Meghan for the discount code, and you're gonna like it. So in the end, this paddle is actually going to be for an intermediate to advanced player who likes an elongated paddle and loves to do hands battles and play and have aggressive play. So let me know in the comments if you have ever played with the Proton Series 3, just to get your thoughts, or if you have any questions about the paddle. I'm here to answer them. So as always, thank you for watching, and always remember to pickle with pasión, my friends. See you out on the court.